This is my home. It's a rainforest, at this point untouched, and we get to see that every day. Our ancestors were here. My daughter's daughters will be hiking this trail, hopefully one day. That's what I hope to protect.
I know what it means for the community. I mean, yes, we do want jobs, we want revenues, we want contracts, we want training, but none of that makes any sense at all if you haven't fully covered off the environmental question. Me personally, I'd much rather talk about mitigation than remediation.
Coming from the environmental assessment process, you have to look at your impacts, your mitigation, and then see what residual effects are left behind. And then how LNG Canada is willing to compensate for that impact.
There are 7 First Nations with whom we'll need to consult with respect to the project for the EA.
They know better than anybody else the key issues in the area. There's a range of issues, including marine mammals, that in particular we want to do a great job on.
There's lots of projects in that region, lots of proponents up there.
Yeah.
So what are we going to do to make ourselves stand out from the pack, I think is really important.
Yeah, it's the first opportunity really to demonstrate the kind of relationship we want to build with First Nations. They've mentioned concerns around airsheds, so we need to try and incorporate that into our analysis.
LNG Canada is still coming into our office and talking to our fisheries manager, talking to our environmental people, and trying to find that common ground.
It's a combined effort. So when we're at these working groups, there's different levels of government. There's industry, there's First Nations, and there's public interests, all working toward that happy medium between development and environmental protection.
So if Canada, BC, and the industry agree on a standard for the permitting or the environmental assessment, then now you got to consider the Haisla interest. If you go that extra 10 yards to incorporate Haisla interest, you have basically achieved environmental stewardship.
We got 8 traps in there. 8 traps. I should have something interesting.
Industry and environment, there has to be a middle ground if we're going to be progressing forward. There's a matter of reaping the benefits while the opportunity is here, but at the same time, we have to make sure the impacts to the environment are minimal.
We've got people working for some of those environmental companies. So a lot of what we did was train people to become environmental technicians to do exactly that kind of work. Salmon monitoring, or looking at plants, or looking at animals, and that type of work.
There's an opportunity for research and developing that relationship with industry to be able to say, here are our concerns. What can you do to minimize that impact?
That day came where we had to turn away the LNG industry. I'd be pretty heartbroken to know that we had a chance at building a strong future, and it went away. This is how I unwind. Take my mind off all the world issues of natural gas and energy and emissions and tank traffic. This is why I do it, though. Her generation and every generation after that. Mainly why I do it.